Welcome back to your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia. Yanks do it again last night in pretty clean and easy fashion. They win over the Halos 5-1, beating the Angels. Yankees improved to 33-20, first in the AL East. They're absolutely rolling. Angels fall to 25-28, obviously struggling, but this team is kicking on all cylinders. Starting pitching is there, the bullpen's there, everyone's hitting, they're hitting for power, and when they're not hitting for power, up and down the lineup, everyone is contributing. It's getting very difficult to find holes in this lineup. With obviously with Judge being the cornerstone, Bellinger, Wells, Volpe, Rice, Grisham. There's tough outs in this lineup. You, as a starting pitcher, you just don't get a lot of reprieve, and the Yankees are proving that to be the case. They have won 14 out of their last 18 games, in pretty impressive fashion. This team is absolutely rolling. They're not like a totally complete team, but they have all the pieces that you need to win late in games. Pummel teams by just hitting them and scoring just a ton of runs, and then winning close games. And you're seeing that with the bullpen really starting to come in fruition. So, and you're looking for certain players to step up, and you're starting to see improvements by some of those players. Again, I think the confidence is growing. Volpe said that last night, and just a few months back, curveballs were a problem for certain players on this team, but then you get, players like Bellinger and Goldschmidt, and really helping younger players, and I think give sort of a veteran presence there that have been there, that have been to the postseason, that know how to win, and I think it's really helping some of the younger guys. So, especially with the loss of Cole. There's just guys that have totally stepped up. Speaking of stepping up, we got to talk about Yarbrough. He was absolutely incredible last night. This guy tops out at 89 miles an hour and was absolutely filthy. He improves to 2.0. He lowers his ERA to 2.25. Just going to give you his line real quick. He was masterful last night. It's such a breath of fresh air to watch a guy actually pitch, and as opposed to throw. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Gave up a home run to Neto on the leadoff batter of the game, and then that was it. His ERA improved to 3.06, but overall, I think Boone described him as a knees and elbows throwback to days gone by, which I thought was interesting. Yankees starters in the month of May, 2.37 ERA. It was 4.25 going through the end of April. So they've really, really improved. Warren, Schmidt, obviously the immense talent of Fried and Rodon has been absolutely incredible. You really can't ask any more for a starting staff. And Yarbrough has been a tremendous surprise. And you watch him last night. He was just incredible. He was spotting his fastball, 89 miles an hour, but dotting it, like low and outside to righties, and then elevating it middle of the zone, up above the letters to righties, mixing in his breaking ball. And he can go for a variety of speeds and a variety of angles too, which makes it difficult for hitters. Slow breaking ball, really good changeup. So it's a slow and slowest, like 72-mile-an-hour breaking ball down and in. That got Ward. And then he can surprise you with an 89 fastball, and then 79-mile-an-hour changeup away. So that the tunneling between his breaking ball, which is at 72, and his changeup at 79, it's very, very difficult to see. And then 89 four-seam fastball, and then he can mix it in with an 85-mile-an-hour cutter. So these different arm angles at different slots makes the pitch look exactly the same, but there's a 5 to 10-mile-an-hour difference, and it's virtually impossible for the hitter to pick that up, and he's going at different angles. He's really, really pitching well, and it's just a joy to watch, and a guy who works really hard and certainly deserves it. So, credit to him. has been a huge part of why this team is rolling, how good he's been in the rotation, and I obviously don't see him being moved anytime soon. Volpe's starting to drive the ball. I think that's great. I mean, last night, he hit really well, obviously, 3 for 4, but that bases clearing double that he hit, but not only hit, he drove it over the center fielder's head. So center field, right center field. He's starting to slug. And I think that's really, really important. His OPS is now up to 763. It needs to be around 7. Ideally, you'd want it to be 8. But 3 for 4 last night, 1 hit, but that hit was huge. 3 RBIs, and being able to drive the ball with authority, which is something that we thought this guy was going to do. I thought he was going to be the next Jeter. I probably don't think he's going to be that, but if he's a guy that can get on base a little bit more and in big situations, because they're going to pitch around Judge, they're going to try to pitch around some of these other guys that are ahead of him in the lineup. He is going to be a guy that is going to have to produce in clutch situations. I know that there's a target on his back, and people think he's the next Jeter, but he is going to have to come through in clutch situations because other managers and teams are going to walk the guys ahead of him and make that kid beat them. And last night he delivered a knockout blow with a 3-run double, and showed tremendous power to center field. And that's something that is very encouraging. I think he has all the talent in the world. I think it's right up here. I think it's between the ears. It's confidence for him. If he's feeling good in the box, he can really flourish. And I just think that he needs some of that confidence, and a hit like that last night is something that's really going to help him, obviously. So the circle of trust, Boone is finding it. And this, again, they won 5-1. We talk about the starting staff, which has been incredible. The bullpen has been equally as good. Last night, Yarby goes 6 innings, and then De Los Santos pitches an inning and a third, 3 strikeouts, no hits, nothing, or 1 hit, no runs. Leiter Jr. comes in for 2 1/3. Again, zeros, lowers his ERA to 2.38. And then Weaver comes in for the last inning, shuts the door, a non-safe situation, but in a scoreless inning. Lowers his ERA to 0.73. Luke Weaver has a 0.73 ERA. He has been absolutely incredible. I think, in a weird way, the starting staff, as it's really provided stability to this team, it's given everyone just sort of like some time to breathe. I think this offense is relaxed a little bit. We don't have to score 10 runs a game. We can score 5 or 6 and know that if we do have a lead, this bullpen's going to hold, knowing that guys like Williams are getting better. You guys have Cruz will be coming back, but Leiter, Weaver, De Los Santos, there's Loaizaga back. These are huge, huge pieces to the puzzle, and guys that are just throwing the ball so well. They're throwing strikes. They're not walking guys. They're being aggressive, and you got to give credit to the player development staff. They're making adjustments. Look what they did with Yarborough. Look what they did with Williams. Look what they're doing with Volpe. I know it's early, but they're making adjustments. They're fine-tuning the players that they have and optimizing them for performance to show what they actually can do. And then I think with this team, particularly the younger guys, giving them the confidence to do that. And I think you're seeing it. This team is so talented. I get on here and there's not a ton of negatives to talk about because it's just an embarrassment of riches and talent on so many different places. We've talked about first base. We've talked about DH. We've talked about how good Ben Rice is. We're talking about how good Yarby is, how great Rodon has been. Fried, obviously, is an AL Cy Young candidate at this point. How great the bullpen is. The improvements that you've seen with Leiter Jr. and specifically Devin Williams, who had a horrific April. These are such good signs. So I expect this team to continue rolling. I think they will, and it's exciting to see. So they go again tonight. Let me get the start time, 9:38 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be another late one. They play in Anaheim. It'll be Rodon tonight versus Tyler Anderson. Rodon, we've talked about, has been incredible. 6-3, 2.88 ERA, 80 strikeouts. I expect him to throw another good game tonight. That's been your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia. Join me tomorrow as we recap tonight's game. Have a great week. Take care.